TYTSports, and obviously we are joined by the one and only Reed Forgrave. Reed, I have missed you dearly. Thank you so much for coming on. You are in LA, which I'm very happy to hear about. Of course, we are going to have to meet up and have an old-fashioned one of these nights. We don't have a lot of time, so let's get started. There are a lot of upsets in my bracket as I am looking at it right now. I filled out one bracket. I'm going a different route this year instead of filling out maybe about 68. The first upset I have in the South region is Dayton over Ohio State. I wanted to pick Western Michigan over Syracuse. Do you have any big upsets in the South region, firstly?
No, I do not. Actually, I think that's the one region where I don't see an upset coming there. Maybe a New Mexico over Kansas in that round of 32. Kansas is a different team without Joel Embiid. But I see Syracuse writing things. Jeremy Grant's back. And Ohio State, I know they can't score, but that's among the best defenses in the country. So that's I see it as an upset-free bracket. Actually, an upset-free region. I actually see very few big-time upsets. I mean, you'll see some 10s and 11 seeds, but I don't see 12s, 13s, 14s winning too many games this year.
Really? Not at all? I don't think
so. No. I think the parity in college basketball at the top is very close at the top this year. But when you're looking at those bottom seed teams, I don't see many powers down there. Maybe a 12-5 game. Like that's kind of common conventional wisdom.
Sure.
Is pick a 12-5. Maybe Harvard upends Cincinnati. Maybe North Dakota State upends Oklahoma. But there aren't many that I'm too high on this year.
Okay, so again, I mean, I have a lot of upsets in the South. I wanted to pick VCU over Florida, but I have actually Florida winning the national championship. We could get to yours in just a moment. But I picked Dayton over Syracuse. I don't like Syracuse in the second half of this season. I picked New Mexico over Kansas because I don't know the extent of Joel Embiid. And as good as Andrew Wiggins is, I really don't think that they're the same team without Joel Embiid. But moving along to the West, Digger Phelps at Oklahoma State. That's maybe the 12th time I've mentioned that today, going to the national championship game. I like Oklahoma State, but if they do win their technically second-round game, we'll just go off traditional wisdom and say the first round, over Gonzaga, which I do believe that they will. They have to face Arizona, who's very sound defensively. So even on the reverse side, going to Arizona, how far do you have them going?
I have them losing to Arizona, and I think they were one of my Final Four picks going into the year, or at least a dark horse Final Four pick. Sure. Oklahoma State was. But Arizona's defense is, not just good, it's great. I mean, that's by far the best defense in college basketball this year. The way that I saw them play in the Pac-12 tournament, letting up 39 points in their first game and then 43 points in their second game. They got beat by UCLA, but if you take out the first 10 minutes of that game where they're learning to keep tempo with UCLA, Arizona was the better team. If they simply hit their free throws, they'd beat UCLA. So I love Marcus Smart. I'm a true believer. I just frankly don't think Oklahoma State has the size to compete with Arizona. Arizona is so long, so big, so strong. They're a tough team, man. They're my national champion, actually. Arizona is.
Oh, really? Arizona's your national champion?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I was because of the defense, man. I mean, the only thing that will keep them from winning the title is, can they make their shots, specifically free throws? That's their Achilles heel. That's what downed them against UCLA. But when I look at that team, they have that, what I think is the magic formula in the age of one-and-dones, is having that one-and-done level talent in an Aaron Gordon, having blue-chip talent like Nick Johnson, but having a lot of experience on their roster. I think that's the key. So that's why I think Florida is actually a very good pick, starting 4 seniors, and yet they have it's not like a St. Louis where they're just kind of like the mid-major senior talent. It's like elite senior talent.
Reed, we have about 30 seconds, so I just want to ask you, what sort of chances do you give Oregon to possibly make it to the Elite 8?
0.
Okay, awesome. Glad we went over that. Wichita State, one of the best #1 seeds in the tournament that has not been picked by many of the pundits at ESPN. Do you have them in the Final Four?
I do. Maybe just because I'm stubborn and I'm a true believer, but they have the region of doom. That's a brutal region, yes. But I believe in the Shockers, and I think they believe in themselves, which is just as important.
And Louisville, obviously, you have them losing. Are they the weirdest, oddest pick by the committee this year, being a 4 seed?
I thought they were closer to a 1 seed than they were to a 4 seed. It was almost like the committee decided, hey, we're going to really try to test Wichita State. But let's if they make the Final Four, we're going to make it as tough as possible, bump that strength of schedule up, and that's how Louisville becomes a 4 seed. That's absolutely bizarre seeding to me.
Yeah, there were a lot of bizarre seeds. Lastly, for you, Reed, what is your Final Four and national? You said you're national champion, but go over your Final Four and go from there.
I got 3 1 seeds, Florida, Arizona, Wichita State, and then I got a 4 seed, which plays like a 1 seed Michigan State. Arizona over Michigan State for the final. I think it'll be a fairly low-scoring game. They're 2 great defensive teams. So there's my billion-dollar bracket, baby.
All right, congratulations, Mazel Tov. That will be a $1 million bracket if you go in on some of your rival networks' pick'em games. Reed Forgrave of Fox Sports, and you could see him on Fox Sports 1. He is in Los Angeles. Oh, my God, eruption. An Iowa guy in L.A. Yeah. Reed, thank you so much for the time. I know we were condensed because of BS IT issues, but we will certainly, I would love to have you on again during the week, breaking down a lot of the games, if you're game for it.
Let's do it. And no more BS, I promise.
Okay, well, don't promise something that you can't keep. All right, Robert, thank you. Richard, Jesus Christ, Reed. There's so many friends I have with an R name. Reed, thank you so much for the time. Talk to you soon.